Let me state for the record, my journalism practice is not meant to destroy images of people with hard-earned reputation. Medjuma no ayen some trade djuma na meye no. Yan suma me anamanko school ni sebe se. Mede bas be say nipa bia. Sebe pray as oma bɔ mo bra akɔ animu make you omudin ana bibia tesa enya me bota no no. Nti se wadwene ene ususuye kire se oh owura Kwaku Annan de ne dia no se yeso wo say nipa o. Wadwene ne ye wo sa. And of course uba yen ye man mu a that is how we make things look like, but that's not. But be that as it may, so long as I sit here and I talk about issues to do with the world, issues to do with nation, issues to do with society, community, people, of course, people will be affected. It isn't and cannot be that all human beings on this earth, because of the nature of my job. Obiti Banko, he's a banker, or ye banki juma, only obi eniasem. Obi a minister, obi a carpenter, mason, all of those. Omuni obi eniasem. But a juma wen kwa de Kwaku. Obey your mama, unhusubi ni pehi. But let me make it clear here. So my journalistic practice is not meant to destroy images of people with hard-earned reputation. 2, it is not our practice to seek to destroy corporate bodies, private sector developments, or, if you like, any concerted effort to crash down what you call the Christian body in Ghana. No. And yeah, but I don't know. Yan suma yesi ye metra ha say corporate bodies ye megu obi adwuma ye mese ye obi adwuma anampo se esum a eye Christosom, because esi e ka say Ghana sofo uchem be de di wa about quite a number, if not all of them. Esusu say papa we ura we de ono ne de an say obi ogun sorry e wo Ghana ni sense o mo fi say me di firi ba bi na me de aba no maka kire mo say se mu jai atete no a mesume jam hwani enye me botayo, you know, to crash down churches. No, baby. And I know the viewers knows, you know, Kwaku botaye enye se obegun sorry wo mem ha, but bonia asofo ni bi mu wo mem a mu die no ahmete ne hadwene na mo me nhwe ni. Now secondly, there is something I need to emphasize on, and the emphasis is mine. And the emphasis is mine. We have what you call statement of facts. 1. Please underline this. Na mo amosha mnesono, mo hwe na mo fansem we entumutirimu ye. There is what you call a statement of what? Fact, and a statement of inquiry, or the third preposition could be a statement to question. Yakas a statement of fact. Just say, "Wo ka asem na wo sisi dua se asem wei eso ensunsansu ni nyina so ene emu ni kure enunue 1 2 3 4 5." And not just a statement of fact. And your was statement to inquiry. Say, who ye o ka sem bi de bisa sem. Na no na mpanimfo ka se bi say obisa onyira kwan ana ya meboa. Obisa for onyira kwan. Enti say what the statement be e bisa sem a. Asem na obisa no e different from say who ka asem no wesi supi. Say asem we me Kwaku me say. Na ye wode Kwaku bekasa asem we nso me bisa o ne kura wo mu no enesen. Well, ene kura bi wo ho a ye behwe eye nyoma nsunsune mienu na me ka ho asem kire mo. Now, I will tell you that the two above statements are different from each other. And yes, Anna, may I say on this platform tonight and state categorically, without any shred of equivocation, this platform has not named any man of God to have been involved in narcotics to that effect was even arrested. Yenkan wa platform is to say, also phobi akwaye cocaine, and 2, ya che no e ma ne dem ye nka asase mu we fidie so ha. Our maiden edition on the 19th of February. Mobekaya. On the 19th, na watching the enemy betra. And when I sat here, my maiden edition was to question and demand whether or not, listen, I questioned and again demanded to know whether or not such nefarious activities has ever happened or not. The maiden edition, mi bisa assembly, abra ya mobia din, ye de obi initials near the to. Samote ya, ye de obi initials near the to, or so for be initials near the to. The din start saying, ya money din, ye de initials near the, and ye bisa assem say, anso adie way, esi ana ensi ye. Na no na me to as na me say, eye ne kure ana enye ne kure ene me jesi ho. Esono se mi gira ho na meka se Kwaku, esi mesi obentin. Wayese na eho asem ebepie. But se wo bisa ya obisa onyira. Na eno na aye ensem bi ma ese me kire mu kire se enipa bi na mabonten propagate this falsehood. And wo mu hippie asemi edi wura obi aboboa no kire se wo mu ma asem na kwaje se Kwaku mo nipa ne din kra wo mu de wo ma forsoa edi din bi epie na wo ma ye din ni se eyesimesi na de won na san ya asefem ne se afi de wo mu de kohye nipa ne kon se sabio enipa no oye nubone ho asem ade na obesa. Why would people do this? No, it's being fueled by some bloggers and some other people around. And I think this is bad enough. I don't stand for that. Say nipa no waye sa ade na Kwaku Annan minsuro se mebonidi. I will state clear. Say yes, nipa no sa ade we no waye na ye ho adwuma. Ne bepie. But say nipa no nye ya na sa wo a wuti asem no wo kwa akoka se nipa na yesa e den na wo fe se wo ye. And I am saying tonight, sir, utie the end of it. There is no need to mebobo tape. But then utia, you kind of say, is this true? Quote, is this true or not true? Investigation about him. And you see her. And that was the end. My conclusion on the above situation is that we have not linked anybody to narcotics, neither we pronounced. The initials of the supposed man of God mentioned has nothing to do with real committing an act of narcotics, and I need to state this and state it strongly. Mepamocho memfa osofo bia din ko linki cocaine na me se waye cocaine ni ye ko bisa someone ene nche se nipa na ko cocaine munja idea moye no. And I believe say ene ma kire sa asem no. Finally, I would say people out there who are pushing this fake news must stop, and stop now. Again, my conclusion is that the initials of this man of God mentioned is still under some form of what? Investigations. And we shall present our findings when we are done. The American answer initials na ye kan no. Sa initials no say ye wan mo amudi obidia betoto so mo amasem. But emfa nkwhye obi se oye enubonesem. Me pa mo chaw. Me de si ho na emom munti asese sa eye kan say initials na ye boy no so no eye obidin investigations and so koso, and sooner rather than later when the investigations are over be a wom will be exposed. Ghana will be amromra so na me mromra so o man peni na ohwe me no mie no mromra so a businessman wo mromra so osofo wo mromra so obi amromra so. And that is how here in his state. Of course, tonight, Bedemo Ebesiwo. Up next is Ghana Speaks, and of course, tonight we focus primarily on what he called liberation from psychological warfare. Bedemo Ura, Ghana Speaks anymore. And my title is Liberation from Psychological Warfare. And in this edition, we zero down to some fundamental elements of surprises against the backdrop of foreign policy programs, economic, bailout, religion, and power. Afi yebehwe kwan a yebetimi as enipa a yewo memu yebetimi ade ye ho every day be mu a every economic bailout Ghana yetie ye some of these economic bailouts. And now better na brofo ne de we aba oh munyi ska we munyi the nation Ghana economy 70% of Ghana's economy depends directly on the FDI. All right? Yes. Did you hear that? Me say the nation Ghana, our economy, 70% of the economy depends on FDI. Means what? Foreign direct investment. No, Papa Mausa. Omanya, your telecommunication is in the hands of foreigners. Omanya, your banking sector is in the hands of foreigners. Omanya, your retail services is in the hands of foreigners. Imports and goods and services is in the hands of foreigners. Hello, folks. Yes, and I'm going to show my name. India for Pakistan's, Lebanese, Chinese for Najo Meni Nafa. Can you imagine that? Telecommunication is in the hands of foreign. The banking sector goods and services import for and you are happy. You are happy. Wait, and another said the Vice President Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia Brana beka wasem ni yenhwe how you base sisa anyom ehu ekwan da ben we import the whole of Temaport Takrade Port nina importation of nyama ebe dia mu die ye die mpo ye import to sell rice ayarefuo edie pa na aduane ye di to the extent say tomatoes umpo malata tomatoes kramo be important. Come on. Na show bisa ho say ebrebe mu o ewuranom ene ebetimi ade ye ho every sa entokwa kase ho. Now, last week edition we set the pace and went on to expose the cracks of setbacks and roadblocks serving as impediment to the progress of Africans. Tonight we shall navigate yet another what? Another path to conscientize, liberates, and emancipates our being. Last week, mene mo share according to yasi, chire mo kwanya, see a fast on the eden. Ye who freeze or how near TT mo, and nana dri ye babe to us. Near should be a debeko. Last week, I stated that Christianity was pushed to Africans as a special purpose vehicle, ultimately to what? To enslave Africans. It is worthy of note that this vehicle was also weaponized to activate what you call fear factor psychology and emotional high drive by these supremacists. Last week, what here? A kwanya wonomon ede esum ewura Africa nom wo mo amfa esum na mase minu mienu ye betumi aben erade ni ehu erade o me pacho and sorry na mo sisi ni bebre say me maka kire mo I don't care how you see it. Me say Ghana so for about 90% when we are chrome for they are criminals and I stand by it. With about 10% pay no mo so chrome say they need and they are doing the work of God. Yes, I mean it. Natia says a sumna bronini de breono 15 centuries ago when they rolled to the corridors of Africa with their sea safaris was not meant to ensure that you and I will walk much closer to God and begin to see the heavenly bodies. I'm sorry, that's a lie. That's a palpable lie and a false. And I challenge anybody out there. You can walk to CTV or come, brah. Now better challenge me. Nyano kresa. Indeed, after condemning many African cultural practices and norms and made us inferior and apprentice, made us what? Inferior. They made us inferior and apprentice to their holy grail and an introduction to the holy book of the Bible. 6 centuries down memory lane. Listen, folks. These folks are back again, yet with another cultural practice called what? Gay and lesbian right. Yes. After Omode Nyamesum Brel 15 centuries ago, if you do your calculation, and not just say 21st century here, into your calculation, how many centuries Christianity has been here? 6 centuries. Yes. 6 centuries. Oh, 6 centuries. And now Christianity about Africa. And after 6 centuries, they are back again. Omobaya. If you want to say, Abesis Manu Biom said, no. Christo Sumna Yadebra Muse. Emma Munya Dien. Monsieur Onyankopon Asem. Monko Onyankopon Asem. Nemuni Onyankopon Edwiane. Yakwa sore yesi eradie didie. Ai no honamnie ne yaye ene esi hai. Ya wudi bi. Eradie didie. Ebe didi. Yesi ni moja nie. Ne honamnie ene Pentecost for ne no. No mo ba. Eradie didi ni Kwaku didi ne honam ni moja yenni ye di senti ebeden ye nya Kristo numu ahodene enye sa ne yabo abrabo pa etene na so eradie ni enye ne sa na broni de som no bre wo no ode bre wie no how many centuries nie wakosa wasiaba. Now guess what? Ode adebia bre wa sa de ne efidio se wonu onyankropon twediampon basayadom bo minu mienu no wonimi wonyansemmu. In the wisdom of God, God created a man and a woman and said unto them, ye go out there on the earth, go and multiply in millions. And what Genesis 1 will say, and he gave man power to have the domineering over what? Some of the things of the earth. No, over the things of the earth. So God has given him man power. 3 things: power, domineering over the what? Things of the earth. Ade bi no Nyankopon wanyawo. Won de nipa nyansa betimi aye. Broni ni ka kire minu mi say no. And to atwa. These white supremacists today are trying to alter God's what? Wisdom. And want to cut off what you call procreation. Yes. After weaponizing Christianity to subdue Africans and enslavement, they tend to fight our gender orientation, to legalize gay lesbian rights, against the African concept of polygamous marriage. And they want the global order to approve this. So, and me demu ko anoma kromo me tisi politics ni investigations one and also a different hemisphere, but me pese Ghana for yenya a deep understanding of maybe black people, especially we those located here in Ghana. Yes, because and no sa understand the name by and my ye nyoma basabasa uko politics ma hey uko esumwa hey uko baby basabasa. I want you to get the understanding, the deeper thinker. It won't say woman religion ni bawie no afidie woman san ababiom afi woman de asom foforo ba say afidie berema ne berema betimi atena faako abomobra ma na yie ema ene ma ebetimi atena faako ma na yie e de asem ben kura ne ewura no ukoka we ma na yie wo himfa na de ehunu ni say some of the churches in the world have endorsed this. Yes, I am aware said the Global Church Presbyterian for my endorse adewe. And the Global Church Methodist my endorse. Many Christian bodies have endorsed this. As someone me who saw my endorse, Islamic religion have not endorsed this all over the world. Meaning the Gnostics, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, and many of them. But Mintia said the Christian body muhriesi abe endorse adewe. And then the Pope Francis Kra pewire mukra fa opekwaye mukra to so wono kro nim ho hwe. Folks, ironically today many African nations are in uprising against this influx of Western ideologicals and dogma. And I say kudos to these African nations. And the one said, at least before, now we are beginning to be conscientized. Say, hey, these white people have misled us for far too long. So, all nations in Africa, I say no. Sadie we no ye makwan. So you can see that nations on the continent of Africa are rejecting it. Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, all over. Ghana ye come. And Ghana ye de na se sia de besi nei. Emrei mobama emrei abeyi. En emrei akanzumi. Afenyo markings onim minim de opeso wo ye wo ho. Ba moye de amra na se pass. Folks, I want you to listen to this carefully and interrogate why some men of God would commercialize the anointing oil, communion wine, water, sticker, and many more. Yet, they quarantine with us during the COVID-19 outbreak. Enya wama. Now, shawa sofo ni bio. Mi beyim foni acho no wankasa wahwe. Ebra COVID-19 eba all over the world. Asofo amwo wiase, let me stick to Ghana. Me pe one osofo awo Ghana. All of you, the big guys. In kwetwa no kra de mususa. Me person ketwa. Mu akese no. Mame mu bom din. Duncan Williams. Kwanchi Ankra. Otabil. Darky Mills. And Ajinasari. 5 of these top most. Mibisa. Mumu niye hine. Ena mutumi jina Ghana ha say. E kachere Ghanaian say, I so and so. By the name of the God and the power vested in me, I do hereby declare that the COVID-19 in Ghana stopped. What they went, mumu wine eko Independence Square, eko yes, I don't know, they are kase COVID ne itwem. Ye cook ohokra de wa. Masori mu wona mo wo no. Ah? Mumu nia hene, ena mutumi jina ho, eka kire masori ma say COVID-19, this church, nobody will get COVID. But it ended up, sir, many of these big men of God are making nose marks. Yet, when they are in your church, when they are in their church, and you are there and they are pastoring you, what they do is this. I stand here on this anointing oil. I anoint this anointing oil. I anoint this communion wine. I anoint this water. I do so and so. Including says sticker near the sticker. Now the stickers as if that the sticker is an ultimate insurance to immune you from satanic attacks. Oh ye foolish Galatians. The mind. Alright? And I'll tell you, say yes, for it is the mind we serve the Lord, and the mind is the battleground, is it not? Have you seen how foolish we have been? We are a bunch of what? Thousands of mediocrities. Yes, mediocrity as Ghana say politics, religion, social, everywhere mediocrity. I share massive Trump. And of course, I'm sure your next thing will be to say, it begs the question, what is the meaning of mediocrity? It's the region of our lives bounded on the north by compromise, on the south by indecision, on the east by past thinking, on the west by lack of vision. In other words, it's the spirit of the average, the anthem of the norm, and the heartbeat of the ordinary. And this one, it calls for when you see this, then set in what you call tragedy. And tragedy sets in when success dies in failure, hope dies in despair, and vision dies in absence of confidence. Folks, we are lost. Tonight, I want you to watch this and begin to interrogate yourself and interrogate your man of God. So the anointing oil ne mawa bisane said to me bang and the one anointing oil nimu. Ne so the anointing oil the bomb by my COVID. A year if I saw them yet all of you. Now much you nose mask. Mebwana. Take a listen to this. Watch this and listen carefully.
That is why Jesus walked into the temple and he whipped people out. He said, all of you get out. One by one, get out. What are you selling? You're selling doves, get out. What are you selling? You're selling wristbands, out. What are you selling? You're selling anointing oil, Puma, out. What are you selling? You're selling stickers, oh, Puma, out. What are you selling? You're selling anointed towels, for what? Out. Tell me a man of God right now who's using his own anointing oil as a hand sanitizer. Tell me one pastor right now. Listen, you are sitting here, you are sitting here. Tell me now. We are in quarantine together. We are quarantined together. We are isolated together. Tell me now, if there is any pastor you have heard or seen, all those pastors who sell anointing oil, tell me if there is any pastor you have heard that is saying my anointing oil can work as a hand sanitizer. Tell me of all the pastors all over the world and all the prophets who've been claiming that they can heal the sick, who've been claiming that they're all powerful and mighty. Tell me one of those pastors we are going to pray for coronavirus patients. Not one. And you come and tell me that even after this corona passes, you will still march back to that church. You need deliverance. I'm telling you. You need deliverance. After corona passes, you will still take your Bible and say, Papa, pray for me because I'm having a chest pain. You are a fool. You are a fool. After coronavirus passes, you still take a Bible and say, I want the men of God to pray for me. I want to go and line up for deliverance. If you could not pray for any coronavirus patient, so let me declare and make this bold statement tonight.
Yes, sir.
Any pastor who cannot pray for coronavirus patients now is prohibited after coronavirus to be calling for healing services. Pastor who cannot go to the hospital right now to pray for coronavirus patients. Let us not hear you or see you on the poster after corona is passed, calling people for healing and deliverance. Thunder will strike you. I'm telling you. Thunder will fire you wherever you are. If you have power of healing, call for a healing and deliverance section at your house. Tell them, bring coronavirus patients to my house. This is the time where the power that you claim to have must be seen.
Great. What a? Say what a? Enti bisa. O man of God no what I saw them while watching on Yami Somno. Bisa neze. Was over. The COVID by me show. Ye wa sofo bi wo mem ha me kasa me call mo so a ebe nsmp. They claim they do all kinds of miracles. Ne ya ma bibi ti say den wheelchair ekosro. They've healed the sick. They've healed the sick. And you heal the sick. And I say no more day you can't say what's that? That wheelchair of these people, you know. My apologies to the disabled. Almost me heal normally cost. But make it clear to us that this is what? A propaganda. This is a religious propaganda. And what I hate so bad is the fact to say a kwanya bronino be fast so a chim yadwene say ye no. No ko ni yehu. In 1807 the British Parliament enacted a law and then they called for the abolition of slave trade. The British, after the British for Nankasa involved in the transportation of black people to Europe and the Western world, Sa law in the British Parliament in 1807. Go and check the record. And you remember, say, when one casa Britain for so a mu the British people. And so a dear or a mamia way Queen Elizabeth. And it will interest you to know Obete Udru land almost the Church of England, a year with the office a ye. Yankopon Yadma Wednesday, Marabe Bote Pibiachram. And some of you who are so much enthused about European Lake in Mniade, but I'm not saying this for you to stop, but you will know and understand that all these European leagues here, sad teams here, share matches, enemy at the events and Barclays League in the men's anime. It will interest you to know the proceeds of slave people, you and I, our forefathers, slaves, so slave money, and yet they build it, the Barclays League. All right? Alexander Barclays and the Daniel Barclays and whoever. Slaves, so slaves for Sika. These were slave merchandisers. And after said they sold our forefathers to make money, then they used the money to go and open this European League. And yet, when it is time for the European Leagues, hey, Ghanaians, we take a feast, we delight, we feast in the commercial of foolishness and fire home, but it's because we don't know. Many claim they know, yet swimming in their pool of ignorance. Ignoramuses. European League. How many of you know? Says European League we ye near brisu bebreba ye to ehun beti. Wona nana nan kanso no mo a wono mo koton wo mo no. Ehun emfaso and obroni di koko bieye. Barclays League to be precise. Yeah. No we are. If you must have done it at your brain and say, yen, near see it to Yamuka, and yeah, subscribe DSTV, Nimia de Ade. Yeah, mobile. But let's have a closer look at the endemic nature of our Christ-like and the enigma it portrays. The enigma it portrays could be described as very phenomenal. Maybe you for natural. Na hwem fo ni we ebibi man mu e ko nyankopon ho de enim osofo yenya ti osofo din de na ne na nchese ai se bibia ye. I don't know. Tonight I'm walking you down the aisle. I'm walking you down the aisle and expose the cracks of these fundamental tricks. Wo mo de abese me no mienu. Folks, WhatsApp line is 020 at the screen. So for the purpose of those of you listening to radio, WhatsApp line is 020-297-3461. 020-297-3461. Making kind messages now, loads of them. 020-297-3461. Making kind of amount. We're live tonight on Sunyane FM on 88.1 FM. And of course, we are live in Western region on Tadi FM 99.1 FM. Oma Piki the feed. Accra FM busy. It may be a course ever. Accra FM 1T and that intimate for Onyankopon Yadma Wednesday. We make a way for Nabibia Detana Kwemo. Come. But my main announcement to it quickly say Muye Jumaku, private organizations, corporate bodies, ebi anamoton product bi edru ana moton eduane ana product bi a mo pese Ghana fo na ehu na Ghana fo etu ho anamo the make actual and say mamo corporate marketing officers na enye den emfre your WhatsApp line no 020-297-3461 na money ending komo ye be push mama client service for emo de mafafa ekwan say ye de nioma toto na advertise mo product na e de amamo okay ebiom say oba studio interview so a see interview so ekwan da ho ye be interview kama ne abo product no de reason say ye ka say program no nkra batana na ye trem no ye call all over Ghana, covering all over the world. Imagine say at the point we turn our PC we are see in ehu no of course we give you access to you the global market square and we digano come see monshana and so now may they will come much closer to this and I want you to watch this video maybe yachro and then try to make a sense of it all. What is it this man is communicating to the people? Is this man actually want these people to know God? What he's doing, is it Christ-like? Eye Christo anamon. Let me just say, onu Jesus Christ suppose to obaya mbua. Obaya. Iti di obaya wo Jerusalem o se mo Bethlehem o se din. Eni ni di ehu ya na. Eni di ehu. asofo amwo mem ha a lot more of you. Dia aye a fanfare say munsisi asoda he masoda kakra shem. But I'm tonight here to break the news to you. God is not there. I'm telling you. In Slomo. Me say onyankopon ni masoro. God is not there. Yes. Yes. God is not in your church and you know it. Munim. Asore kasia mwesisi ya mato hotels, maya hoshem, unwa sold any bia. Beka say Guildford Cathedral. Unwa sofobia soria. Yow. It is a Guildford Cathedral. Trust me, London, the American. Yeah, Guildford Cathedral. Just a beka so ho and a mensra, it take place. Minim diamoye, but mu pese mu da nipa yese. Eyo nyankopon ti ena mwesi aso no, ba mo ye